Fellow recruiters, have you ever been thinking about quitting everything to become a farmer or a fisherman at the other side of the world? If that is the case, don't worry, we all have been there. And that's the topics of today's video. I'm gonna use my 8 years of experience in recruitment to deliver my 8 best tips on how to improve your mental health in recruitment and how to deal with pressure and stress better. Because be reassured on something. As I mentioned earlier in the video, it is really something that we all experience challenges with. No matter what is your seniority, no matter you are a top performer or you are just starting in the business. Mental health is unfortunately something taboo in the business, and for 3 wrong reasons. The first one is that we tend to believe that because we knew about it, we are not allowed to complain. We knew about the targets, we knew about the up and down, we knew about the infamous recruitment roller coaster, we knew about the KPIs, etc. So because we knew before joining, we shouldn't be allowed to feel bad about it. And this is the first wrong reason. The second one is it might be perceived as a sign of weakness in a competitive environment. And the last reason is that we also feel a bit isolated, because it's not a secret that we don't really necessarily receive much love and support on social media. So we don't feel comfortable to discuss about this topic openly. It is really becoming a problem, because with my experience, both as a recruiter but also as a coach, I can really see the impact. And in a young career, it can do so much damages that it is really important to address the topic, to break the taboo, and to learn to discuss about it and to share our tips to improve all together and to manage to handle this pressure better. Also, before starting with the first tip, mental health is a topic that I discussed with another recruiter on the Elite Recruiter podcast a few months ago. So if you want to know more about this, the link will be in the description. And the second thing, very important, if you want to support this channel, please like the video, subscribe and comment. It really helps me a lot, so thank you for that. Tip number 1, trust the process. Trust the process and the goal will take care of itself. Focus only on what you can control. Don't focus on the outcome, but on what it takes to get there, because you have no control on the candidate signing or on the client making a good offer. But you have the control, you have control on every steps that you take before. So focus on that part only, focus on what you can control and try to get 1% better each time, because it is because you focus too much on the outcome, you focus too much on making deals, that you get so much frustration. So just focus on the process. Which leads us to the tip number 2, celebrate the little wins, because if you only focus on making deals, you don't have much to celebrate. How many deals do you do per month? Especially if you are starting in a business, you are probably trying to get 1 or 2 deals consistently per month. There is not much to celebrate if you only celebrate deals. You have to learn to take positive things absolutely every day. Don't end the day without being happy about a good call that you had, about a meeting that you pulled, about a valuable information that you had, about a good CV that you found, a good CV that you sent, about a good feedback, about something that you tried new, something that you successfully implemented, about something that you learned, about anything. You can't end the day without taking something positive with you, and you have to learn to celebrate absolutely every little wins. Tip number 3, never think monthly, think quarterly. You should think long term always. There is not much that you can take away from a bad month. And I know that we all have that bad habit of thinking like, I made a deal this period, so basically I saved my ass. But it is so wrong to think that way. First of all, because there is not much that you can learn from a month, as I said, but also because really nowadays there are not much agencies that are thinking that he made a bad month, I'm going to cut his contract. It is no longer the mindset at all, so you should stop thinking that way. And if you are working in an agency that still has that mindset, that is typically the kind of agencies that you should leave. So always think quarterly. We can all have bad months, it doesn't matter. If there is only 1 week remaining during this period, it's completely useless to stress about, am I going to be able to make my deal this period? Just prepare the next one. Tip number 4, treat your KPIs as your allies, because it is what it is. So KPIs are not here to control you or to put pressure on you or to make sure that you work hard enough. KPIs are here to show if you are working smart enough. It is really different. It is supposed to be a map. It is supposed to replicate or to reflect the overall strategy and to indicate how good are you implementing the strategy in your day-to-day activities. That's it. So you should treat your KPIs that way and relieve the pressure from it, because once you get experience, it is really so easy to hit your KPIs every day. You know how to trick the system, but it is not the purpose. It is not the purpose to trick the system to have a green dashboard. The purpose is to understand your KPIs, to understand why are there for, what are you supposed to do to achieve your goal. That's it. There is nothing else. So if you are struggling to reach a KPI, rather than tricking the system to hit it, to feel like, okay, I hit my target, I'm good, you should learn why you're struggling to hit that KPI, because it is really important if you want to hit your target. And you should understand the logic behind and to understand what you should do to be able to hit your target next time, to hit your KPIs. But it shouldn't be something that put pressure on you. It should be something that show you the way. And tip number 5, don't compare yourself to others. You are your only competition. And I know it's difficult because probably there is some kind of ranking published every week, etc. But listen to me, we all have different backgrounds. We all have different experiences. We have different markets. We have different teams. We don't receive the same support depending on which team we are, who are our managers, etc. So really, it doesn't make any sense to compare yourself to others. And also, we all have our own pace. There are some people that have a very quick start, okay, but they will be performing very well for 1 year, 2 years, and then they change industry. They are no longer in recruitment because they don't like that or whatever. And there's other people, they have a slow start, but in 5 years, 6 years, they are still here and performing well. So don't compare yourself to others. You are your only competition. The only thing that matters is where you are today, where were you yesterday, and where you want to be tomorrow, and to monitor your own progress. That's it. Tip number 6, disconnect. Learn to disconnect. Learn to take real holiday where you are not checking your emails every 5 minutes. I know that feeling. I know that you feel that if you do that, the world will fall apart and you will lose all your business, all your candidates, all your clients, etc. But the truth is that you are not that important. It is really a tip that's I struggle to apply to myself, so I know how hard it is. But you really need to learn to disconnect and to take a week where you are away from the business and you can breathe and you can put things in perspective. Tip number 7, speak and open up. If you ever feel anxious, stressed, doubtful, do not be ashamed to talk with a more senior recruiter in your office, for example. Maybe you experienced something similar some years ago and you can learn from him. You can ask for tips. You can just share what you feel and hear what they have to say. And if you don't feel comfortable or if you don't find anyone in your office, do not hesitate to reach out to other recruiters outside your organization. Why wouldn't it be possible just to reach out to another recruiter from another company with a similar background and say, hey, I see that we have a similar experience and I thought that it would be interesting to share our experiences and to learn from each other. You can grow your network, find other people you can share your struggle with. So really, it's really important. Speak and break the taboo. There is nothing wrong about feeling stressed, there is nothing wrong about feeling anxious, and there is nothing wrong about having questions about your mental health and wanting to improve your way to handle pressure. And tip number 8, structure your day, because if you feel overwhelmed, if you don't know what to do, if you ever feel lost during your day or during your week and you are unsure of whether or not you are doing the right things or going in the right direction, of course, you will feel stressed and anxious. It is really important to have a clear structure and to be sure to feel confident that what you are doing in the long term will pay off. And if you are unsure about how you should structure your day, I made a video about it. I will link it in the description. It is a day in the life of a recruiter. So it's a short video, less than 5 minutes, and I really share with you my day plan. So it is really important to have a clear idea of what you should do every day, to have your day plan, to have activities that you have to do, etc. That everything is clear in your mind and you can just relieve the pressure because you just follow your map, you just follow your plan. And my last tip, put things into perspective, because this job is so intense that sometimes we tend to forget that it is just a job and we develop a tunnel vision. Like we are so focused on what we have to do, so focused on the goal, so focused on performing that we forgot that it is just a job. It is just a job. Worst case scenario, what can happen? When you really think about it, nothing that big. What? Changing jobs, changing company like you were planning to spend 40 years in the same company anyway? No, really, there are nothing that should justify that you do anything that is not healthy to succeed in that job. Really put things into perspective, see the global pictures. It is just a job anyway. You do what you can, okay? You focus on the process. You focus on yourself, on getting better, and you will see what happens. Just be focused, just be committed. But it remains a job. It is not your life. And I would be very happy to hear your advices, your tips to handle pressure. How do you manage to do it? Because if it can help anyone from the community, it is a great thing. And also, that topic is very important to me. Really, if you could like the video, subscribe to the channel and comment so the video can spread, I will be very grateful. Thank you for your support and see you in the next one.